Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Chris Brown is Australia's favourite vet, TV host, a very close friend of ours, and he's always caring for animals. And quite sincerely, Chris, I've walked with you through King's Cross in the middle of the night, and you will answer every single person's request about their pet. You were very sincerely an animal guy. So you did a pet census recently, the truly important pet census, to find out about the role that pets actually play in the lives of Australians. And hello and welcome.
Thanks. Yeah, I think our pets probably aren't really included in our lives as much as they could be, and probably get a bit of a rough go considering we have over 30 million pets in Australia. But when you travel to North America or Europe, they're a lot more included. You'll see them in cafes, on planes. You'll see them in hotels. It's easier to get rentals with pets there. It's just a bit harder than it should be here. So the census was all about learning more about pets. Pets are never included in our human census.
Really?
No, and there's never been a single question about pets, yet they're supposedly our best friends. So it was about trying to learn more about them to help them out a bit more, and all the while that we get some pretty interesting findings out of the census about the quirky little role they play in our lives.
Well, we just did in our pub test before. They've released Crocs, matching Crocs for you and your dog. Mm-hmm. And I think you've said before that dogs don't like things on their feet. But what role does dress-ups play? Did you ask that question?
Not specifically, but we asked, whether pets sleep in your bed. 58% of people share a bed with their pet. Another 18% of people, the pet is in the bedroom. So that's pretty significant. But the thing about dressing up your pet, you've got to be really, really careful. They get really sensitive about haircuts and clothing if you laugh at them. And there's scientific studies that show that if you laugh at a pet's haircut, they'll go through a period of almost mourning or grief or extreme stress and anxiety because of the fact they know you're laughing at them.
Wow.
Now, I've had dogs brought into the vet hospital where they're not eating, and the only identifiable cause is the fact that the owners laughed at that dog's haircut. Right. And so they just went off their food.
It's like having your wife. You've just got to, when the misso comes into the house with a haircut.
Don't say anything. Or say
you don't laugh.
And don't laugh when your wife comes in with one of the cone of shame around her neck.
To be fair, Jonesy, you did book her into the grooming salon, which I thought was unfair.
They do everything.
So what are some of the more surprising things that you've discovered?
Yeah, I think probably that when asked whether who do you go to for emotional support, do you go to your pet or do you go to your human partner? 77% of people go to their pet when they're having a tough time. So that's pretty damning to be honest. 95
or damning or refreshing.
Or refreshing. It does show that the lack of judgment that we get from our pets, they fill a certain role in our lives. They certainly make us feel a bit complete. And that's enlightening. 76% of people support pets being on planes, on domestic flights, in the cabin with
They have to be the small ones you put under the front, though, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, of a certain size there.
Well, what are you going to take on a Jetstar flight? You'll have to take like the smallest chihuahua in the world, like a miniature chihuahua.
Pay a small fee for a chihuahua. Yeah, it's so that's certainly one. Only about 30% of people feel like there are enough exercise areas.
Yeah,
for pets in their local area.
All those areas are getting closed down, aren't they? That's how it feels. Dogs can't be off the lead anywhere.
Also, snake people, are they weirdos?
They're actually in the studio right now waiting for you, Jonesy.
I just always find, and I'm not slagging snake people because I don't want to, but unless you're in Motley Crue or you're a little bit of a weirdo, you got a snake.
They're a harder animal than average to emotionally bond with, I think. Speaking of emotionally bonding. What do you reckon? What percentage of people do you think kiss their pets on the lips? Not just kiss them, but actually like lip to lip, tongue to tongue.
No.
I'd say 7%.
33.
No. Is that bad for us?
It's actually, this is an interesting one. So people often worry about where that tongue has been.
Yes.
Quite often.
That's what your pets worry about, where your tongue has been.
In their private areas, usually in the minutes before they give us a lick. So typically, they have their bugs and we have ours. So their bacteria can't infect us and vice versa. So it is very hard to get sick from what your pet licks you with.
Sounds like you're one of these 33%. You weirdo.
Do you kiss Buzz on the lips?
No.
Does Buzz sleep on the bed?
No.
No.
But Cricket does.
Yeah. Well, if Buzz slept on the bed, there wouldn't be room.
What about when there's, things are getting hot and heavy in the room?
Do you put the dog outside the door?
I think you've got to.
Yeah, because you can't have it watching you.
Just form judgments. I think they've got very judgy eyes. You get that side eye look. Where it's like, what are you doing?
And then the dog might be looking at you going, he's thinking I'm next.
Is someone getting hurt?
This is a slice of the life. Dr. Chris, it's always good to talk to you. Head to drool.pet to see the census results and check out the range of vet-made treats and washes.
I've got all of them. Can I say, and I know you don't want to say this stuff about yourself.
Go on.
Those treats are amazing. The washes, the anti-allergy stuff for dogs.
What's a wash? Is it like a face wash or a wash?
Like a whole body wash.
Oh.
And at this time of year, every pet is licking their feet with that sound, which is the worst sound on earth. You can't block it out. So these washes and creams help with that.
But don't you also have like a wash that you can sort of spray on them so you don't have to douse the whole dog?
Yeah, no time to wash spray. I actually have brought some in.
Really?
For Jonesy.
For me?
No time to wash.
There's never any time.
There's no time. I'm not the one
These
kissing my
hours
dog
kill
on
you.
the lips. Chris, it's always great to talk to you.
It's always
It's
my
always a
pleasure,
treat.
completely.